So this part two, I left off at spinal cord surgery. And this is like middle of November. So I told him I couldn't do it. There's no way I can't get up. Not that I couldn't get up there, but December 2nd is my birthday. And I wasn't willing to go up and have another spinal cord surgery where there's a decent chance that I won't walk out of the surgery or out of the hospital, say that. Not that I'm afraid I'm going to die, but they are operating directly on the spinal cord. And see, the surgeon, I had a surgeon put a stent in the spinal cord, and it has shifted, and now it rubs. So if you got the spinal cord and it's stuck in, it's rubbing, and it's like sawing the nerves. I guess in a sense it's rubbing them, and it's causing a lot of problems. So he said, okay, I want you up here on December, I think it was 16th. I went, no, can't do that one either. And they got kind of upset with me because it needs to be done. And I told them that time I can't do it because it'd be kind of a shitty Christmas present to give my kids, if something serious happened. So I told them I'll do it after the first of the year. Well, I, like you, am not excited about being operated on. I, unlike you, am much, much heavier set. Heavier set people don't do so good in long drawn out surgeries. There's a higher death rate amongst fat guys than average built or skinny guys. That's just the way it is. Because they have to use so much more medicine on people that are fat. And I'm fat. So my thing is I will do the surgery after I lose some weight. I'm more comfortable coming in. So they said, okay, but things are going to get worse. And they have gotten so much more worse, it's unreal. Unreal. Since December, my Oxycontins have gone from 40 milligrams twice a day to 60 milligrams twice a day to 80 milligrams twice a day. And they could go up, actually. They wouldn't hurt. So they decided to try me on fentanyl patches. Well, I was having a real weird reaction to them, and I only made it about 6 or 7 hours. And I felt like I was crawling out of my skin. Well, I opened them up or opened up the paperwork and started reading all the fine print. Well, it said right there in the fine print, if you have a neurological problem, do not use. Duh. I have a neurological problem. So, back to the drawing board, and so now it's Oxycontin. I take up to 10 hydrocodone 325s, or 10, I take up to 10 325 hydrocodones a day. I take 2,400 milligrams of gabapentin. That's for the nerve pain. I'm on muscle relaxers. I'm on Xanax. I used to never have a problem with getting anxious and stuff until this blood clot issue. And, whew, the fear of death is so strong. It's so scary to me. I want nothing more than to live a long life. I want to be an old, wrinkled up, old, grouchy old man. That's what I want in life. I want to see my grandkids, my great-grandkids. I want to walk my daughter down the aisle. I don't want my kids to call somebody else dad. So my health getting under control is very important, and cutting these pills down is very important, because these pills are taken away from my life. They may make things better now and feel better now, but they're fucking up all kinds of shit in my body. And, so I need to get this all under control. And what else? You said a lot of stuff that, really hits home, and then I look at myself and I'm like, why am I fucking whining? Why do I whine? Why do I make videos and whine? Because you can always look at somebody else that is worse off, or that you feel is worse off. At least, and like I said, I'm very straightforward. At least I can see out of both of my eyes, At least I don't have a growth hormone problem. At least I didn't have all these problems growing up like you did, and getting poked and prodded and this and that. I was 30 years old when this attacked me. So, yeah, I can look in the mirror and say, oh, so sorry, Eric. But then, I can think about somebody like you, or a guy in New Jersey that I'm helping, his name's Paul, and be like, wow, Paul's got it rough. It's just weird how life works like that. I really wanted to become a speaker on Chiari. I wanted to help people. I wanted to be able to help calm people. That's what I had kind of felt my calling in life was. I worked for the railroad. I worked as an engineer, and I loved that job. At the time, I wasn't too sure about it because of all the bullshit. But now that it's gone, now that it's been taken away, it's rough, And I live by the railroad track. Well, not too far. I can hear their horn. And whenever I drive from my town to the other town, you have to go over this big overpass, and it goes right over the Bean Yard. So, it's like a smack in the face every day I drive, and I can see all the trains and stuff. And it's like, man, I wish I could still do that. I miss it. And I went from, 100,000 plus a year to nothing at first. My wife, she got a job, but, when you go from living like that to living begging for food stamps, that's rough. And thank God I was able to get my years in at the railroad to be vested at 50%, at least 50%, because I make about 5 times what I would on Social Security. And I get that for the rest of my life. So thank you, Lord, for choosing that career for me. I have no other skills. I didn't go to college. I'm not computer savvy. I have a strong desire to restore a car, stuff like that. I need to get a shop built first. But it'll give me something to do, and and learn how to paint a car and stuff like that. And that's why a lot of the videos on YouTube, like you said, you watch for guitar stuff and all that. That's why YouTube's so great, because you can meet people like you and I and stuff that are from different worlds that we would probably have never talked before, but something like this brings us together. And you refer to your grandmother with MS quite a bit. And I had said this in one of the other videos, but I don't know if you caught it or not. MS, Chiari mimics MS very closely. A lot of people are told they have MS at first until the Chiari is found. They think there is just as many, if not much more, people affected with Chiari than MS, which is very interesting. Another thing is there's Chiari walks, and I know there's one in Denver because I was going to come do it. September. Yeah, that's what month we're in now, right? I don't know. September, I believe, is Chiari Awareness Month. And that's when a lot of your walks go off. And I could get you more information on that. There's a few people you want to avoid. And I'm not going to announce it over YouTube. I will send you a private message with my phone number. And it's because you just need to avoid them. They think they're super duper Chiari advocates, and they're not necessarily out for your best interest. And there's one guy that a lot of people look at for advice and stuff, and he, if you look through his people that he talks to in his page, it's all women. And you know, there's men that have this. And like I said, there's not a lot of men that talk about it, but I think he's got alternative motives, and a lot of people have learned that he's kind of a pig. So anyway, there was more I wanted to tell you, I just can't remember. And it just, it drives me nuts. Because I'll sit and think about it all night of different shit I wanted to say to you. But I definitely feel within my heart that you're making a good choice with Dr. Oro. I truly do. There are two other doctors. There's Dr. Bolognese or something like that. I believe he's at the I think he's at the Chiari Institute in New York. And then there's I forget the other guy's name now. But like I said with Dr. Oro, you're always going to have your haters. And I've heard a lot of hate stuff come out of the Chiari Institute in New York. So, you're welcome to look it up. Another thing that's interesting about Dr. Oro, and I don't know if you have or you haven't, he wrote a poem about Chiari that just goes to show you, and I believe it's on his website. And if you just read that poem a few times, it's rough. It's a hard poem to read for me anyway. It just goes to show you how much he loves us and how much he's devoted his life to us. So that's why I call him my angel. There's another thing on the internet. I know it's on Facebook, and I don't know if I have a copy. I can get a copy, but it's called Spoons. It's a story that was written about another disease, but it's called Spoons. And some lady wrote this for another disease, and it's been rewritten into the Chiari life. And if you read this story, and I'll see if I can find it, if you haven't already read it, it will blow your mind how accurate this is. How accurate somebody could write a story about this. I mean, you could when people say, what's Chiari? You could hand them that story and say, read that story, and you'll know why I'm sitting on the couch and my wife and child are out to dinner. Because I done used up my spoons for the day. But it's very interesting. So if you haven't read it, send me a message and let me know. I also need you to send me a PM with your name so I can friend you on Facebook. Brian, like I said, I have you in my thoughts and prayers. You're a great guy. I enjoy listening to you. You make me laugh. And I truly hope that I've been able to help you in some sort of way. I truly do. Even if it's just, a friend, or a shoulder to hang on to while you get through this journey in life. Welcome to the Chiari roller coaster. You're all aboard and you're not getting off. Make sure you talk to Dr. Oros of the do's and don'ts. And saying the Chiari roller coaster, because a roller coaster, you plan on doing a roller coaster is out of the question. Don't do it. And he'll tell you the do's and don'ts. And there's a lot of stuff you'll have to avoid, and it kind of sucks, especially if you're an adrenaline junkie, and I used to be. But not no more. I've learned to live life the way I need to live it. So, Brian's wife, Brian's daughter, you guys have a great day. Give your dad a hug. Give your husband a hug. Give your wife a hug. Give your daughter a kiss. And be happy that it's not worse. Take care, brother. Send me your name. I'll PM you my name and my phone number. Take care, brother.